Hello and welcome back. I'm Sandy with Sandy's Organized Chaos, and today is my 100th vlog, so welcome back. Now I do have a cup this morning. It's my tutorial from Friday. Get it up there. There we go. Have that with me. I'm not drinking out of it, but I have it. But I wanted to show it off to you guys. You see my space is coming along a little bit better. I mean, there's not like too much more. I still hadn't done my shakers yet. I gotta still do those. I did organize some of my stuff here, and now I didn't like fully organize it, but I just put everything into baskets so I can just kind of rummage through it when I need to, because I'm gonna be honest with you guys, even if I were to organize every single thing in there, it would still get rummaged around and it still look the way it does in the basket right now. So I'm just saying. But even my glitters up here, like Jeff organized them for me, and I don't know, maybe if I put them back right away, it'll stay neatly organized up there. We'll have to wait and see. But it's moving along, still moving along with it. So it's pretty exciting. My 100th vlog. That's pretty crazy to me. That's almost 2 years worth of vlogs with you guys. I think 104 is 2 years, but I mean, that's pretty crazy that I've done so many with you guys. Now I do have some videos that we're gonna kind of go through, some from my first and kind of a little bit more all the way up. Just little clips from my old vlogs with you guys, because you guys have been through a lot with me. You've been through a lot. You watched me do up my business at my Tumbler business. When I first started, I would push myself too hard and I would just take in those orders, and I would just be up literally all day, all night making these orders because I thought that's what I needed to do. But I've learned that you don't need to do that it's okay to shut down. It's okay to have a limit. You have to not overwhelm yourself. I have so much more going on besides my small business. I have my family that I have to take care of. I have my house I have to take care of. So if you find yourself being overwhelmed, it's okay to say no and to say, can I get back with you next week? It's okay to do that. You guys watched me grow into doing glitter. Not only that, you watched my family grow as well. We're up. We're gonna have breakfast soon. Yeah? Well, Sadie's not up yet. I have a fourth one, but she probably stayed up all night playing video games and stuff, so she's not up yet, but still, we're gonna enjoy breakfast, right? Yeah? Okay, good. I mean, you guys have really been there for a lot of milestones of mine these last 2 years. But I even have some video footage of like, before I even did YouTube. I have some footage of how I used to turn my tumblers, which is funny because I actually did have somebody ask me why I prefer to, hold on to my tumblers as opposed to epoxying on the turner itself. And it's just habit, because this is how I've been doing it since I started doing tumblers at all, period. But it's just funny because I used to have to hand roll my tumblers. Like that first month, I hand rolled my tumblers on a paint roller. Yeah. That's just how we used to have to do it when this all came about, because it was still super new doing tumblers, that I knew of. I don't know. I mean, I think it was only a year or two old when I first started. So, but then I progressed into a rotisserie and then all that other stuff. So when I first started, I would turn my tumblers on a paint roller. And then from there, I progressed to a rotisserie style turner. And then after that, my husband decided it was time to make me this giant turner you see here. And now I'm thinking I need another one. But it was just kind of fun going through old videos and even watching my progress here on YouTube these last almost 2 years, watching my progress on here as well. I mean, we are always continuing to grow and better ourselves and be more knowledgeable with the craft that we love so much. So even just kind of rewatching some of my old stuff and just being like, wow, I can't believe how much I've come along even since 2 years ago. But like I said, when I was telling you guys that I wanted to rearrange my area, I started off in the corner over there, made my way over here, and now I'm over here, which almost done. You guys suggested maybe some like LED lights under here. I thought about that. That'd be a good idea, kind of brighten it up behind me a little bit, add a little bit more of that depth behind me. See, I'm talking like it's a Tumbler, more depth in my videos. But it just, you know, I honestly would not be here without all of you. I mean, this is big to me. A lot of big stuff happening for me. My 100th vlog. I'm turning 40 tomorrow. Turning 40. Oh my goodness. I hit 40,000 subscribers not that long ago. I think it was like a couple weeks ago, I think. And it's crazy. Like I just, and it's all because of you guys that I'm here and I'm able to do this. And I say it all the time. I'm never going to stop saying it. Thank you guys so very much for following along and being here with me and enjoying the things that I do. I deeply and truly appreciate every single one of you. But I still remember when I hit 1,000 subscribers here on YouTube, and I was a bit shocked. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I don't know. This was just gonna be like a little side thing for me. Like, if people want to watch, sure, I don't care. You know, like, whatever. I'm just gonna have some fun and show people what I do and how I run my business, and we'll go from there if it turns into anything. And I was just so shocked when I hit that 1,000 mark, because it was way before I thought. And if you would have told me 2 years ago that I'd be at 40,000 subscribers, I would have been like, you're crazy. You're crazy. No. 40,000 subscribers? I don't know. So I am so excited to see what the next 2 years brings. Maybe, you know, hopefully I reach 50,000 by then. That'd be awesome. I'd enjoy that. 50,000 subscribers in the next 2 years. I'd be perfectly fine with that. I woke up this morning and I have 1,000 subscribers. You guys, you don't even know how crazy that is to me. I have 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. I'm blown away right now. In my very first vlog that I did, I was just happy to have, I think I had 17 in a week. So I was happy about that. And now here it is, I think 6 weeks later, and I have 1,000. I'm not gonna lie, my goal was to reach 1,000, hopefully, by Christmas. So holy cow, wow, thank you. But I mean, I know I joked around earlier, like, oh, wherever this goes, you know, but I mean, this is something I wanted. I just really enjoy doing this, and I enjoy making these videos for you guys, and it is just really nice that you guys enjoy it as well. Okay, enough down memory lane, all right. We got stuff to do, okay? So today I am gonna be trying out this experimental thing that I've been wanting to do. It's like a galaxy type tumbler, but I'm gonna be using paper underneath, and I don't, we'll see how it goes. Like I said, my vlogs are we're just hanging out, and I'm working on stuff. We'll see if it works out. I don't know. So we're gonna be doing this galaxy thing. I am also gonna be finishing up my coaster as well. So we have a lot of work to do this morning. Okay, so we better get to it. But I got my cup with nothing in it. I got my cup, and I'm ready to wake up, prep these tumblers, and slay all day. Let's do this. And then I gotta go in and get a lot of stuff going because I'm in the middle of a Mother's Day rush. I hope you guys are too. So I got my coffee. Oh, there we go. I got my coffee. And I'm ready to wake, prep, and slay all day. Let's do this. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do that coaster really quick. I'm just gonna show you guys very briefly. To seal it up, you just want to apply your epoxy. I just have equal amounts of my epoxy. Obviously, it depends on what kind of epoxy you use. I'm actually using Fast Set for this, and it worked out just fine. You're going to go ahead and fill up the center. You're going to go ahead and smear that all around with your gloved hands. Make sure you get the outside. Make sure you get everywhere that you applied your alcohol ink, so that way it's nicely sealed for yourself or for if you're selling them or whatever you want to do. But I actually let this sit for a little bit so that way those bubbles can rise to the top. So I let it sit for about 5 minutes, and then I'm going to come through with my blowtorch. I'm going to pop all those little bubbles. And as you guys seen, I propped it up onto a cup just to make sure that any little thing can drip off the back, and then I'll make sure to come through and trim that up when it's done. But that's pretty much it when it comes to doing up coasters. So for this Galaxy tumbler, I we'll see where this goes. I don't really know yet. So I printed out this Galaxy theme onto just a regular sheet of paper, just right off my printer there on a regular piece of paper. That's all I did. I'll attach below where I got this image from. I got it right off Creative Fabrica because I have a subscription to them. So I'm just gonna go ahead and trim up all these little white pieces. But you know, what I didn't know after I trimmed all this up was it didn't really matter if I trimmed it or not. I'm just saying. So you could actually even leave that. You didn't really need to trim it up. But here I am. I didn't know what I was doing and what it was going to look like. So I went ahead and I trimmed this up. But I was going for like an antique look. And I'm so happy that I found this. It's like an antique astrological map, you know, from like way back in the day, I guess, or something. But that's kind of what I was going for. So with this paper, all I'm going to do is just going to rip it. I'm just going to rip it in 2 pieces. And like I said, I didn't know where I was going with this. I didn't know how I wanted to apply these. I didn't know exactly what I wanted to do. I just know that I kind of wanted it ripped up and look pieced together. So I'm going to apply these with my amazing sealer. You could use Mod Podge, obviously. It doesn't matter, whatever you guys have on hand, but I have my amazing sealer, so that's what I'm going to use to apply my paper to my tumbler. And this tumbler is just spray painted a basic black, nothing special about it, just black on my tumbler. And now I'm just going to kind of glue these down and see where it takes me. And I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I wasn't going to record this, but I've learned that you should always record everything that you do, because oftentimes I actually do make tumblers just for myself, just to see where it kind of takes me. But I'll show you guys at the very end here how it's kind of looking, and I actually really do like how it's turning out. So there are a couple things I probably will tweak if I do this again. So, but as far as it's going so far, I'm actually really liking it. But all you want to do, like I'm showing you guys here, is just glue it down. So I place my glue onto the tumbler, and then I'm putting glue over top of it as well to kind of seal everything in and make sure that it's fully encapsulated, anyways, and fully sealed with my glue before I move on. And I went ahead and I let that dry really well, and it's perfectly clear. And as you see, I left spaces of black open because I'm going to come through with just a basic black acrylic, and I couldn't find my makeup sponges that I bought from the Dollar Tree. I couldn't find them. I think my kids took them. I think my kids stole them. Okay, so I'm just using what I got here. So I'm just going to use a foam brush, and I just cut a piece of that off, and I'm going to go ahead and take my black acrylic, and I'm just going to enhance that black look behind where this paper is. Because the black area is going to be like the void of space, and the paper is going to be like where the nebulas are. You see where I'm going here? Okay, I hope so. I don't know. Nebulas, galaxies, I don't know. One of those. Galaxies, sure. So I'm just going to go ahead and take my black paint and just tap it around and just kind of fill in even more of that black area that I would like, the void of space, quote unquote, that I would like, and just kind of make more reference points of where I would like to do the galaxy portions or the nebula portions. But I know you guys probably noticed, but I have not put a coat of epoxy over this yet. This is just right on top of the glue that I applied over top of the paper. So after it was all said and done and dried, this is pretty much what it looks like so far. I filled in quite a bit, so I didn't need all that paper. That's why I left some of the black on there still, because I knew I was going to kind of soften up some of those paper edges. Now, those were some of the alcohol inks that I'm going to use. I can't remember, what was it, a yellow, a purple, an orange, and I think there was a blue in there. So now I'm just going to use those to kind of build up the colors of my Galaxy tumbler. But I'm going to take this blue, I think it was called Stream, and I'm going to go ahead and put that on the outsides of where my galaxies are. So I'm just going to take that and I'm just going to dab it with my nifty paper towel here. And I'm also going to take rubbing alcohol that I have in a spray bottle, and I'm just going to spritz it here and there if I need to. But that's pretty much what's going to be on the outline of my galaxies so far. So I'm just going to take some of my rubbing alcohol, kind of blend it all together, and I'm just going to go one by one with each one of those colors and just kind of blend it around as I go. Now, as I work, I just wanted to address something. Since I happen to be working with alcohol inks, I get a lot of questions on my cowhide tumbler that I did. People have issues with their alcohol inks bleeding once they apply their epoxy over top of it. I have never had this issue. And the reason why I don't have this issue is because I make sure that I seal up my tumbler really well with my 2x Ultra. So you want to give it a good coat and then maybe a second coat over top of that. And you just want to make sure that those quote unquote cowhide marks are really sealed in before you apply your epoxy, because if you don't seal it down, it does have the chance to kind of bleed underneath, which I've never had this issue, but I know a lot of you have had this issue. So I'm just trying to help you guys and try to adjust, suggest things that might help, hopefully. But like I said, I know of a lot of people that have let their cowhide look kind of set overnight and it do just fine. I've had other people that do the same thing as I do, just seal it with their 2x Ultra, and it worked out just fine as well. I don't really know. So hopefully that helps you guys out. I'm not sure. We'll have to come through and maybe do another cowhide look together. But like I said, I've never had this issue, and I'm sorry that you guys are having that issue. Another question that I get asked a lot is about when you apply your epoxy. A lot of people are having fisheye issues, and the most simplest thing I can say is you might be applying too much heat. That's probably the issue, because if you apply too much heat, it will stand the chance to kind of separate on itself. So if you're just sitting there with your heat gun or your blowtorch and you're just going at it, right? It's going to separate your epoxy, and it could catch it on fire depending on what you're doing. Okay, so you just want to do a couple quick fast motions with your blowtorch or heat gun to kind of pop your bubbles, and that is fine. You don't want to set it on there for too long. And obviously the other thing that I've learned over the years is certain things will wick away your epoxy as well. So like anytime you use a metallic glitter, that's gonna wick away your epoxy for sure. That's the number one culprit. If you are using metallic glitters or holographic glitters or anything like that, you definitely want to use some type of sealer before you apply your epoxy over top of it. So you definitely want to hit it up with your 2x Ultra, or you want to hit it up with some type of sealer, like I said, before the epoxy, and that will give your epoxy something to grip onto once you apply it, and that issue will definitely be resolved right away. And there's definitely a lot of theory behind gloss paint doing this as well. I haven't had this issue with gloss paint, but I guess it all depends on how thick your epoxy coating is as well. If you apply a thick epoxy coating, it's not gonna really do anything, but if you apply a thin epoxy coating over top of gloss paint, it could do that. And then on top of like applying your heat and everything, it could possibly do that. But like I said, I've never had an issue with gloss paint. I typically use semi-gloss all the time, but I use gloss especially when I use my wood grains. So I've never noticed really with gloss, is what I'm saying. But I know there's a big thing out there like gloss will do it as well. So it might also be the paint. I don't know. There's a lot of things that could go into why fish eyes happen. There's a lot of things, you know, environmental, what you're doing or how you're applying it could fall into it. So it's definitely a learning curve that you just kind of learn as you go. But I definitely know you guys got this, and you guys will figure this out, and it's definitely solvable. I've solved it over the years. I haven't had an issue with fish eyes in a very long time. It's very, very, very rare these days that I have an issue with fish eyes. So, you know, you'll definitely learn as you go how you can resolve that issue for yourself. It could be even fans you have going, you know, if you have fans going to circulate the air in your room or whatever. I mean, there's a lot of things that could fall into that category. So just kind of take one thing out at a time and see how that goes for you. You know, turn off your air one time, or, you know, try the spray sealer one time, or just do little things like that to figure out, or maybe even let your epoxy sit for a little bit, for like 5 minutes, let it warm up really good, and then it has more of a chance to kind of cure a little bit quicker before you apply it to a surface that is a little bit iffy. But I know when I first started, it was so difficult because I used to have fish eyes happen a lot, and then I don't know I can't remember where I seen it. I think it was on Tumblr tutorials and more, because there was only like 3 or 4 Facebook groups out at the time. But I think that's where I seen it. Somebody said, try applying the clear spray that I use religiously now. And I did that, and it just clicked. And that was the moment that was my aha moment. And I never had that issue ever again. And I'm so happy that somebody gave that to us, you know? So that's why I'm here. Hopefully I can give you guys tips as well if you're new and you're just learning, because it's just so hurtful whenever you have these things that you're doing and you spend a lot of time on it, and then these fish eyes happen, and it's like, oh my goodness, why? So anyways, hopefully that helped you. I don't know. All right, as you see, I got my paint, my alcohol inks on there. I got my Galaxy going. Now we're ready to apply the epoxy. So I'm going to apply a little tiny bit of Suncatcher Silver into my epoxy, because I want it to look like little stars and planets kind of floating around on the black and the Galaxy look that I have going there. So if you see here, I think it was 20 mls. I don't know. Anyways, it's not a full 30. And then I'm going to apply a little tiny bit of my SOC sparkle dust and silver. Just a very small amount. I couldn't get it to focus. I don't know. There we go. Here, there, up here, maybe. No, down there. Nope. Anyways, I'm going to add that in. A very small amount. Okay, I went in for a second. Okay, there we go. And that's just going to look like little teeny tiny stars off in the distance. I'm going to stir that up really good, and then we're going to get that applied to my Galaxy look that I have so far. My kids were just fighting a second ago, so if you guys could hear that, I'm very sorry. I'm 4 kids, you know, that they don't get along all the time. Most of the time they do, but not all the time. Okay, so I have my epoxy all stirred up. And now is the time it just really starts to come together. Because at first I'm like, I don't know if I like it. I'm just saying, I didn't know if I liked it. But, but after I started to get my glitter epoxy on, it really does look like little stars, and all that black kind of melts into the colors that I did. That's the great thing about black. It is so forgiving. Once you apply that epoxy, any little thing, because you could see the ridges of where the paper was and everything, but once that epoxy is applied, you can't even see it at all. The black is just so forgiving when it comes to this. And that's why I like the Northern Stars tumbler as well, because you can apply those trees around the bottom and you can't even tell that it's vinyl. Like if you overlap it and stuff, you can't even tell. I love it. Anyways, so I'm going to go ahead and apply this. I'm going to make sure that I smear all those bigger chunks of glitter out really good to make it look like more separated stars in the distance. And then I'm going to go ahead and put that on my turner and let that cure up really good. Happy birthday to you. Cha-cha-cha. All right, I moved on to my afternoon drink, this tumbler with my coaster, of course. So there's how my coaster turned out. Nice and shiny, matches my cup. And this was from my tutorial 2 weeks ago, I think. Anyways, but there we go. Now it matches. All right, and I have this so far. Now I don't know what, I don't know where I'm going with it. Again, vlogs are just for experimenting. All I know is I wanted to do that look. You can see it through, you can see the paper underneath the inks there. I just don't know if I should leave it like this. Obviously, I think I'm gonna put a quote on it. I actually purchased some opal vinyl from Courtney's Customs because she sells vinyls now. I don't know if you guys know that. I'll put that into the description. But she sells vinyls, water slides, and she sells tumblers as well. And I finally was able to snag some of her opally vinyls. There we go. So I think I want to do a quote, but I don't know if I should do anything else to the tumbler. I thought about maybe coming through with some white acrylic paint and just tapping it along the outside of it. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not sure yet, but definitely something we'll continue to work on together. Well, I just got back, and because we had my birthday dinner and all that, I hope I don't have any of the dinner on me. I thought I did. I thought I did, but I had a wonderful day today with my family, and we just hung out and had my birthday dinner and cake. I like carrot cake, so that's what we had. If anybody has a birthday coming up, happy birthday, because I think there was a couple of you that have a birthday around the same day as me, and one of you the same day as me. So Phyllis, right? Happy birthday. But I think that's gonna do it for me today, guys. 100th vlog, absolutely crazy. 40,000 subscribers, absolutely crazy. I'm 40, that's crazy. I don't know. I don't know. Well, I don't feel 40. That's for sure. All right, didn't I say I was gonna let you guys go? I'm gonna let you guys go, okay? I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your night, amazing rest of your week, and I will see you guys next time. Bye, guys. I have days just like all of you that I just mess up repeatedly on a certain tumbler. And I actually have a tumbler in here that I'm going to show you guys that I kept messing up on. And I didn't understand why. I just didn't get it. But in a way, it's almost like the universe telling me I need to slow down. So what I do when I have tumblers like that is I'll put it off to the side, and I'll either come back to it the next day or the day after that. But I don't give up on it. I keep going. Now, I'm not going to lie. I've had a lot of failures. I have. And that's just a part of life. Your failures, there you go. Your failures are what makes you who you are. It makes you stronger. That's what your failures do. You learn from those mistakes. You push forward. You figure out how you can fix that. You figure out how you can make it better. Then once you figure out how you can make that better, and then you do succeed at it, it makes it all that much better. The reason why I bring this up is because I keep seeing so many people ready to give up on what they love to do. And I'm here to tell you, don't give up. Keep going. Figure out what you need to do to make your situation better. This just doesn't go for crafting. This is for all aspects of your life. That need, that want to succeed is always there. It's always in the back of your mind. So don't let any of these little small stumbles hold you back. Pick yourself up. Keep going. I know you got this.